everyone, welcome back to the SolarButterfly studio. We're in Rotterdam, the beautiful port city of Rotterdam. I'm here today with Anna and Thomas from the Ocean Cleanup and super excited to learn about your work cleaning up our oceans. We'll just get started. So you're from Ocean Cleanup, but you work in something else other than the oceans.
Yeah, correct. So we're from the rivers department. So we're actually mostly looking at cleaning rivers. Because plastic goes from rivers to oceans.
Okay. And Ocean Cleanup, when was it first founded?
It was founded in 2013 by Boy and Slot, and especially to solve the problem of floating plastic in the oceans.
Ah, okay. I don't know if you know, but our entire SolarButterfly is made of ocean plastic.
Cool.
Wow. Recycled ocean plastic. 800 kilograms of that, maybe collected from you, then processed by one of our partners into these walls and floors and solar panels. So thank you for that. Maybe it was collected with your machines. So you're doing that very physically, right? You're creating these enormous machines the first machines were for the ocean, collecting as much as possible, just like a big vacuum cleaner.
It's actually a very long barrier that they're towing through the ocean.
To collect, so just basically the bigger the arms, sweep it into one spot and then collect it. Okay.
Yeah, very basically.
And you're fairly well known in the Netherlands, I understand, as an organization. Well known, very popular, and obviously the ocean is a big topic. But then more recently decided to also go into rivers.
Yeah, so it's already been about 5 or 6 years that we're into rivers, and we currently have 6 active projects, of which 5 plastic intercepts like those all around the world, taking plastic from rivers.
I was going to ask that because I had the impression that it's just focused on rivers in the Netherlands and you're a Dutch organization, but actually you're working around the world.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because our aim is we've investigated, and 80% of river plastics comes from the 1,000 most polluted rivers in the world. So our mission is also to clean those 1,000 rivers, and they're not actually located in the Netherlands.
Okay, I understand your job or your work with Ocean Cleanup in the rivers section is to put these into operation and also help those who are operating them maintain them.
Yes.
Thomas, you're doing something related to rivers, but it's different.
I do research.
And you're doing the research on what part? What are you researching?
So I'm doing environmental research.
Okay.
So I try to describe and understand the problem in its full detail, so that the engineers know what they need to address.
The problem of?
The problem of plastic pollution in rivers.
Okay. And where it's coming from, what it's doing to the environment or the ecosystems, or what part? Yeah, the problem means where it's coming from.
Exactly. So I mean, plastic pollution is very obviously a human-induced phenomenon. So we are looking at mainly cities in coastal areas of big rivers that have a big mismanagement problem. So a lot of that plastic ends up in rivers. And I try to understand what happens then. How far, where does it go, and how could we best address to get it out?
Is the focus always still on the oceans and basically stopping the source of the plastic in the oceans? Or are you trying to clean up the rivers as well? How do you prioritize as an organization?
Yeah, actually we've just defined that our ultimate goal is to clean oceans, so we go to rivers because of the ocean's problem. So we want to stop plastic from entering the ocean.
Okay, so if you discover that most of the plastic doesn't enter the ocean, it stays in the rivers, then you say, okay, that's for a different organization to worry about. Right now you're focused sort of on the ocean, which is great. You need, as an organization, you absolutely have to focus.
That's right, yeah.
What can we, we're traveling around the world, we have a lot of people meeting many different organizations we talk with. There on the wall we have pioneers and people we've met with along the way who are doing their part in stopping climate change and cleaning the environment. What would you want to share, or how can people get involved or help with the work you're doing?
I think in the end, our mission is not something that we want to do alone. And we know that there are many other initiatives to clean rivers, to solve the plastic problem. And we love all of it. It all helps in the same direction. And we also see we can never do it alone. So we want to contribute with some solutions that we have designed ourselves, but we're also looking at existing solutions, and maybe if they're good, or maybe they're good at something else than our own machines, then maybe we can combine those. So we're very interested in learning about other initiatives. And we also we need local organizations to help, because we can't be everywhere. So yeah.
So an individual can donate, of course, to support your organization. I understand you support yourself through donations, foundations, and also the selling of services related to this. Is that right?
That's what we try to do. Yeah, we're also still trying many different ways to make it work for the longer term.
And if you're in a municipality or a city somewhere around the world, they can also come to you and ask for one of these machines and help to clean their rivers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a great start, because then we know that there's a local demand for this service. If you have that, then that's a big step. And then, so it might be a problem for local government to fund it, or maybe to fund part of it, and then we can always see if we can work it out, because we have a big network, and we have access to different sponsors.
Okay. In your work and your research, and what is something that people don't realize when they first talk to you, or you feel like, hey, this is something that people are not aware of, whether it's related to the ocean plastic or plastic coming from the rivers?
Well, I think what is important to know is that even if we're trying to stop plastic pollution from entering the oceans from rivers, we also have to understand and agree that there's also kind of an ocean-specific problem to it, for instance, through fishery and activities in the ocean. So I think what's very important to understand is that we're trying to close in from very many angles, but with a dedicated mission of protecting the ocean itself.
Yeah, no, I think it's an enormously big problem. Obviously, we just met with the what do they call it? The ones who were featured in the Seaspiracy. What's the name of that?
Sea Shepherds.
The Sea Shepherds, yes. We met with them the other day in Laren. That was really interesting. And so it's nice to see all the different actors working on it. I mean, we believe very strongly that it takes the entire world, it takes the community, everybody working from different angles.
Definitely, yeah.
Do you want to leave maybe our viewers with one last message related to this topic or problem?
I think one thing that I'm thinking about is that we know we're not the only solution. So however many intercepts we place, we can't solve the problem by ourselves, because there's more to it. So we do one part, and a Sea Shepherd does something very different, and they can also not solve it by themselves.
Right.
But they're doing something in a different way, in a different place. But what we do see, that wherever you go and you start, you create something bigger. So other people get stimulated because they see your project, and maybe they will also start doing something. And that's really where you start a wave. That's the best thing you can do. So whatever input is welcome, and we can never do it alone.
That's huge. That's the so-called butterfly effect, right? And you start something and you suddenly notice how it starts to affect others, and it gathers this momentum that you couldn't have done by yourself. So
exactly.
Well, thank you for sharing with us today and joining our event here in Rotterdam, and coming to speak with us and sharing your story and your work and your learnings with our viewers.
Thank you. It was
You're
great
welcome,
to be here.
Thank
Thomas and Anna. And we thank you guys for checking in on us. As always, you can find us on social media at Meet Larzo, or online at SolarButterfly.org. Please check the links for everything you need to find out about the ocean cleanup. Get involved and get aware, and be aware that if you start something, it can create a lot of effects around you. So just get started on the topics you're passionate about. See you guys soon. Thank you.